Hello everyone, welcome to BI Consulting Pro. This is Sunday, and every Sunday we bring something new in DAX for you. In today's video, we are going to talk about earlier and earliest DAX function. We will see what are these DAX functions. Should you use them or shouldn't you? Everything you will get to know in this video. So please stay tuned with me till the end of this video. So the very first function over here is earlier DAX function. As you can see on your screen, its definition says returns the value in the column prior to the specified number of table scans, and by default table scan is 1. Over here you can also see the syntax of this DAX function, which is you have to write first the DAX function name, which is earlier, then your column name, and then you can specify the table scan. That means the number of table scan. By default, as I just told you, it's 1. So what it's going to return? It's going to return a single value of any type, and also current value of row from the column name at number of outer evaluation passes. And here there are certain notes that you should always remember. And the very first is earlier succeeds if there is a row context prior to the beginning of the table scan. Otherwise, it's going to return an error. If there is no table scan, it's going to return an error. Secondly, it is recommended using variable, saving the value when it is still accessible, before a new row context hides the required row context to access the desired value. In today's video, we are going to try a different method to understand this DAX function. That means, in this video, we are going to use online portal or a website where we can try our DAX functions. We can use a Contoso database over there, and the website name is dax.do. In my previous videos, I have always referred this website. It's very useful, it's very powerful, and whenever you also would like to try some of the DAX, you can use that. So here you can see that right now I am on dax.do website, and here you can try your DAX functions. Not only that, if you will see on your right hand side, you can see the different definitions of your DAX functions as well, whatever you are using, whether count rows, values, add columns, etc. And on your left hand side, you would find all the table names. If you would like to see the data model over here, that one also you can see. So what you have to do, you have to click over here to view the diagram, and then it's gonna appear something like that. So this is the data model that we are going to use today. The very first, what we are going to use the customer table out of the tables that you can see on your left hand side. And if I just write this statement, evaluate customer, that means it's going to get me all the data that is in the customer table. And here you can also see at the bottom all the data from this customer table. So you can run it from here, just run. It will take some time because it has a lot of data. So now this is the data that we have, but what we are actually concerned over here, only a few columns, and the one column would be the customer column, which is over here, and then we are also concerned about the yearly income column, which is over here. So these are the two columns mainly which we are going to use while demonstrating the earlier DAX function. So let's get started over here. Initially we have to add column, and for that what we are going to use add column, and here you can see add column is appearing in the drop down. So select this add column, and what we have to do, we have to write the values. In my previous video I have explained to you when you need all the distinct value from a column or from a table, then you can use it. So what we need right now, we need our column name, which is our yearly income column. But first let me write the table name customer, and from the customer I need my yearly income column, which is over here. So I can select it. So this is going to be my first column. Now what else I need? I need another column. So what I'm going to count over here, actually I'm going to count the total number of rows in my customer table. So I have to write my customer table over here. That's it. Now I'm also going to create one more column, which I'm going to call RT customers, or you can say return customers. We can use again the count rows DAX function, and here we have to use filter. So we are going to write over here filter, and whenever we are going to use filter in its syntax, there is a first table name and the expression. So let's write it over here. And then we have to write an expression. So what is the expression? Here the real DAX function is going to come into the play, which is our earlier DAX function. So what I want to write, yearly income, and I'm just going to copy this yearly income over here, and this should be my always less than equals to prior one. So here we have to do our table scan. So when it's going to be prior to this one, so it's going to take count of all the prior ones. So how we are going to do that? We are going to use over here earlier DAX function, and then we have to write the same our column name, and we are going to order by yearly income. That's all you need to do for this one. So let's go through this one more. What I did, I'm trying to evaluate. You have to write it whenever you try to get output, whether it's your measure column or the table name. And here I started writing with add column. Add column is our DAX function that we use to create the columns, and we can summarize data, we can write any expression inside it, or the filters as well. So we are writing first the values, then we have the customers, then RT customers, and then we are using the filter DAX function over here, then table name, and then we are checking all the yearly income which is less than equals to the prior one. For example, here you see the third row, so it's going to take all the count of all these three. Okay, now let's try to run it. So now you can see over here, it's ordering by the yearly income, we have the customers, and we have the RT customers. So you will see the customer in the very first row is 1155, and second row 1767. So what it's gonna do, RT customer, it's gonna calculate both the customers. That means over here it's gonna count the rows of both prior to it. So that means first row, second row sum you would get in the second row, and likewise you will get over here all the first, second and third you will count in the third row. So that's how we can use this earlier function. Now what we can do, we can also try this without earlier, because earlier function is not recommended, and I'll request you to try to avoid that whenever it's possible. So what I'm gonna do, I just want to try this one without earlier. So how can I do that? Is there any way that I can literally do that? Yes, we can do that. We can create a variable, and that variable we can use over here. So where I would like to create the variable over here. So over here you see this RT customers. So what I'm going to do right now, first I'm going to create my variable over here. You know why we create the variable? Whenever we need to store any values, then we use variables in DAX expressions. So over here I'm saying current yearly income as my variable, and what it's gonna be, it's my yearly income. So let's say customer, and this is my yearly income. So I'll get this one. So now I have my current yearly income that I was using it over here previously from the customer table. Now it's gonna stored over there, and now what I can use over here in the count rows. So since we have returned the variable, then we have to return the value. So let's write it return, and in the return everything is going to be same, except I have to use this variable instead of this entire row. So how can I use that? For that I just simply copy and replace this one with this, and just focus on your screen. Right now you should get exactly the same result that we get previously. So I'm going to run it, and here the results are exactly the same as we were getting in the previous one. Now we are going to move on the earliest DAX function. So let's have a look quickly over there too. So guys, now you can see on your screen, this is the earliest DAX function. Its definition is the returns the value in the column for the very first point at which there was a row context. And syntax is going to be just your column name, not the number of scans, unlike in the earlier DAX function. It's also going to return you the single value, and here you should remember earliest retrieves the value from the outermost row context, So let's quickly see how we can do that. And again, we are going to use the same portal. So guys, I'm over here, and this time I'm just trying to use earliest DAX function instead of earlier DAX function. And for that, I'm directly going to paste my code over here. So this is my code, and here we are writing over here the earliest DAX function. And you already know from its definition, and its definition says returns the value in the column for the very first point at which there was a row context. If it's not there, then probably it's going to return the error. Okay, so it's going to work on the row context only. That's the takeaway point from here. And secondly, we are going to run it now and see how it works. And you will find over here basically your earliest and earlier DAX functions are working in a similar way. So there's no much of the difference. But again, if you would like to avoid this one, so you have to store your value in a variable. And how you can do that? It's simple. It's going to be exactly the same code that we wrote previously for earlier. So let me write it over here for you quickly. And you can see this is the code. Here again we are writing our variable, and in the variable we are storing the value of year, and that's how we are gonna get our yearly income value. And if I'm going to run it, you will see you get all the same values once more. I hope guys you liked today's video. If you have any question and concern, please don't forget to let us know, and we will try to reply you ASAP. See you in the next video. And once again guys, please don't forget to subscribe our channel and hit the bell icon for all the Power BI updates and videos.